Hi, this is Tamara from mooglyblog.com, and in this video I'd like to demonstrate the dropped doubles stitch pattern. This is a stitch pattern that I have used in the Luscious One Skein cowl and matching hat and fingerless mitts, as well as in the Sunset Trowelette, all of which are free patterns on mooglyblog.com. Here I have the cowl, and this yarn, Lion Brand Unique, has a lot of variation in it, which can make it both easier and harder to see the stitch pattern. But basically it's double crochets with double crochets that drop down to anchor into the row 2 rows back. Let me show you how it's worked. Now for the cowl it's worked in rounds, and for the Sunset Trowelette it's worked in rows but with decreases to create a trapezoid shape. Here I'm just going to show you in simple rows. You should see those specific patterns for how to work the edges and the joins for those. For this video I'll be using Lion Brand yarn Heartland in Glacier Bay Tweed. Now the dropped doubles stitch pattern is worked in multiples of 8 plus 3. So here I have chained 19, which is 16 plus 3. So to begin I'm going to yarn over and work into the 4th chain from the hook, and those first skipped 3 chains will count as the first double crochet of the row. Then I work a double crochet in the next chain, and as you can see here I am going into the back hump of the stitch, or the back hump of the chain. You've got 3 parts to the chain. You've got the V, and then you've got that back hump. I like to work into the back hump, but you can work into whatever part's good for you. Now I am going to chain 3, and then I'm going to skip 3. 1, 2, 3, and work double crochets into the next 5 chains. There's 1, 2. I'm going to pull out some more yarn here. Alright. We go on with 3, 4, and 5. Then I chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and skip 3. And that right there is the basic repeat for the first row of this pattern. It's 5 double crochets, chain 3, skip 3, on to the end. Now after that last skip 3, you'll have 3 chains remaining, so you're going to double crochet in each of those 3 chains. You'll remember at the beginning we skipped 3 that counted as our first double crochet, and then we double crocheted 2 more, so we've made even ends here. As far as we're counting, we've got 3 double crochets on each end. One of them of course is that chain 3. Okay, there we have it, and that's all there is to row 1. Obviously for most projects this is going to be a lot longer, so it's just going to be 5 double crochets, chain 3, and skip 3 around until you get to the end. Now for row 2 I'm going to chain 3 to start the next row. If you're familiar with my other tutorials, you might choose to use a chainless starting double crochet, but for the basics here we're just going to chain 3 and count that as the new first double crochet. So I'll skip that first stitch since we've got our first double crochet in the chain 3, and work double crochets into the next 2 double crochets. So for row 2 you're going to work a double crochet into each previous double crochet. But when you get to that chain 3 with the skipped 3, you're going to work 3 double crochets into just the center one of the 3 you skipped. When you do that, you're going to enclose the chain 3 that you made in the last round. So let's go down to that center skipped chain and work our first double crochet. You can see I'm just going to trap that chain 3 right inside there. Let's do 2 more, and all 3 of these will work right into that chain. There we are. You can see it's pulling that chain up a bit, but if we pull that first foundation chain out a bit, that'll flatten out, and then of course if you work a border, that'll cover a lot of that. So we've got 3 double crochets in that center skipped chain. Now, without chaining anything, we're going to go ahead and work double crochets into each of the double crochets from the previous round. Then when we get to the next chain 3, we'll work 3 double crochets into the center one of those skipped ones again, and then a double crochet into each of the last 3 stitches. So I'll see you at the end of row 2. Okay, so we're at the end of round 2. I have worked 3 double crochets in the center one of the skipped chains and a double crochet in each of the last stitches, including the top of the chain 3. So now we're ready to start the 3rd row. So I'm going to chain 3 as our first double crochet again. And at this point, I'm going to continue working double crochets in each stitch until I come to the other side of that chain 5. And what that means is I'm going to work a double crochet into the top of each of the 3 double crochets that we worked into the row 2 below, like so. You can see there's the 3 double crochets. I've double crocheted into each of those, and then 1 more. I know it's kind of hard to see in this yarn, or at least it is from here. Hopefully it's a little clearer on camera. But that was the first of the 5 double crochets that we worked in the center there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I've double crocheted in the first one of those. Now I'm going to chain 3, skip the center 3 of those, and double crochet in the next. And then because this is a very short little project here, I'm going to continue double crocheting on across. If I were working a wider project or longer, I would double crochet 5, and then it would be time to chain 3 and skip 3 again, just like before. And that's the basic repeat. And if you go to the blog post, if you're watching this on YouTube, please do. The link will be in the description, and it will have both a chart and some close-up photos with some color changing yarn that might help you see this just a little bit better. This tweed is lovely, but I fear it might be hiding the stitch pattern just a little bit. So there we've got row 3, and we've got a chain 3, skip 3 there, right in the center of what was the set of 5 double crochets before, with 5 double crochets on each side, and then of course our little end stitches since we're working in short rows here. Now for row 4, it's going to be just as we are row 2. We're going to double crochet in each one of the double crochets of the previous round, and then when we get to that chain 3, it'll be time to do the dropped doubles again. We're going to drop down to the row before the last row, to those 3 stitches that we skipped, 1, 2, 3, find the center one and work 3 double crochets right in that center one. And when we do that, we will trap that chain 3 from the previous row right inside, squishing it down just a little bit. And with that done, then I'll go ahead and double crochet in the next 5, and then in the last couple there to finish off this row. Okay, but you get the idea, and that's basically how it is. You can see right here and here and here we have our dropped doubles. Let me grab the cowl again. With its color changes might make it a little bit easier to see. Got the 3 that have dropped down there, 3 that have dropped down there, and it just creates a great bit of texture and interest in the stitch pattern. And that's all there is to the dropped double stitch pattern. Don't forget to subscribe to Moogly Blog on YouTube, like this video if you liked it, and leave a comment and tell me what you think. Thanks so much for watching.